Teofimo Lopez gets on his knees and slurps for the Turk, begging Turki Alalshikh to make this fight happen between him and Shakur Stevenson. For those that don't know, Teofimo Lopez ruined his relationship with Turki Alalshikh for two reasons. Number one, he called him a dictator, right? D-I-C-K, tater. He called him a dictator because after Jaron Boots Ennis turned down a fight with Teofimo Lopez because he's moving up to 154, Turki Alalshikh basically told Teo that he wants him to fight Devin Haney, and he was offered, I think it was $8 to $11 million for this fight. Teofimo Lopez doesn't like the fact that the offer was lower than what he was supposed to get for Jaron Boots Ennis, so he turned it down, right? After that, Turki Alalshikh pretty much cut Teofimo Lopez off, and he actually confirmed this on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Nestor Gibbs. He had an interview with Turki Alalshikh, and he asked about Teo. And Turki Alalshikh said he has no interest in doing any business with Teofimo Lopez because he feels like Teofimo Lopez doesn't respect him and his country, right? So my thing is this, right? From what I heard that legally Teofimo Lopez still has two fights that he's owed with Turki Alalshikh. So my question is this. Is Turki Alalshikh basically just gonna, void the contract and let Teofimo Lopez do his own thing? And if so, we should still be able to make this fight happen. Last time I checked, Shakur Stevenson is still signed with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. Teofimo Lopez, from what I heard, is a free agent. So I mean, this fight should still be able to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Teo and Shakur, they both used to be signed to Top Rank at the same time. So yeah, they should be able to make this fight happen between Eddie Hearn. If Teofimo Lopez has to go back to Top Rank and have Bob Arum do business with Eddie Hearn, I'm sure they can make that happen, right? I'm sure that's not a big deal, right? This is a big fight, man. Teofimo Lopez is coming off of his victory against Arnold Barboza. Shakur Stevenson is coming off of his masterclass performance against William Cepeda. And, I would love to see this fight happen in January, man. But I told you guys, man, like, whenever Teofimo Lopez is involved with big fights, especially, I don't know what it is, but especially with black fighters, right? Something always happens to where the fight doesn't happen, right? Think about Subriel Matias, right? Subriel Matias, he's a black Puerto Rican, right? They were supposed to fight, and from what I heard Matias turned down the fight the first time because he had a hand injury, right? So when his hand healed up and they tried to make the fight happen again, Teofimo Lopez turned the fight down because Bob Arum wanted to put this fight on pay-per-view. And in that contract, Bob Arum said that the pay-per-view had to do a certain amount of numbers in order for Teofimo Lopez to get a bonus with his advance that he would have got paid for that fight. So because of that, Teofimo Lopez turned the fight down, and then he ended up doing business with Turki Alalshikh, and that's why he fought Arnold Barboza. Before Arnold Barboza, he was supposed to fight Subriel Matias, you know what I'm saying? You look at Devin Haney, right? He was just offered $8 to $11 million to fight Devin Haney, who is coming off of a dominant loss from Ryan Garcia, which was eventually overturned to a no contest because Ryan Garcia tested positive for a PED called Ostarine. Then he had his performance against Arnold Barboza that did not look good, right? Devin Haney was pretty much running track the whole match like Usain Bolt. He won the fight by unanimous decision, but he barely threw any punches the entire fight, right? And I just don't understand why Teofimo Lopez wouldn't take that fight. I think Teofimo Lopez at that point should be looking at Devin Haney like food, right? I think Teofimo Lopez would obviously be the favorite if him and Devin Haney would have made that fight happen. Devin Haney agreed on his side. Teofimo Lopez declined on his side, right? So now Teofimo Lopez is claiming to want to fight Shakur Stevenson, right? Who we all know at this point, next to Oleksandr Usyk, he's the most skillful boxer, the best defensive boxer in boxing right now, right? Shakur Stevenson, we all know that he's not a threat as far as knocking people out, but he's probably the biggest threat when it comes to outboxing people, right? And I just don't believe that Teofimo Lopez is really I just don't believe he's really trying to make that fight happen. I said it last night on Marco Bossa. Shout out to my boy Marco. I think that Teofimo Lopez is either going to take a fight with Jack Catterall, who called him out on Twitter, or Richardson Hitchens. I don't see him fighting Shakur Stevenson next in January. Now, if this does happen, I would love for it to happen because it's good for the sport of boxing. I think it'll be a 50-50 fight, right? We got to give Teofimo Lopez that respect. He does have a better resume than Shakur Stevenson. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I definitely would lead towards Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson will win this fight by either majority decision or unanimous decision, just because he's just too skilled. And I think Teo gets hit too much, bro. But we do know when Teofimo Lopez steps up his level of competition, that's when you see the best version of Teofimo Lopez, right? So we got to give him that respect. It should be a close fight. But listen, man, Teo, you may have to rub Turki Alalshikh's feet for this fight to happen, my nigga. Like, cause it seemed like Turki don't fuck with you, bro. Like Turki knows you're a clown. Like Turki knows that your word as a man means absolutely nothing, right? So if you really want this fight to happen, Shakur, I would say book a flight to Saudi Arabia, get on your knees, get you some baby oil, shout out to Diddy, and massage the Turk's feet, man. You know, slurp the Turk and twerk for the Turk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tibet, twerk for the Turk, slurp the Turk, rub his feet, apologize again, and, you know, let them shit on you. You feel me? You know how they do it over there in Saudi Arabia. Like, you know, they pay women millions of dollars to take a shit on them. Let Turkey take a shit on you, my nigga. And then I'm sure he'll give you a nice, you know, multi-million-dollar payday for this Shakur Stevenson fight. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think about this. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thumbs up the video. Most importantly, leave a comment. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.